Hi, this video it will illustrate the use of ERPNext to help business manage their trading operations. I'll quickly run through the following topics, which is basically how a trading business flow looks like, the pain points faced by SMEs, how we can improve by using ERP software like ERPNext, and some conclusion. To start off, a typical trading business has this flow, which is a quotation stage whereby we quote the customer how much we intend to charge for the products, a sales order from the customer, purchase order to go and buy the products from our suppliers. For trading, we don't manufacture them, so we buy and then we sell the customer. Receipt of purchase invoice or sales invoice from supplier, which is our purchase invoice. A purchase receipt to receive the goods, or GRN, goods receive notice. Sales invoice. Once we have the goods we can sell the customer, we issue a sales invoice to customer. And a delivery note, which is to deliver the goods to customer. And that basically is the crux of the whole trading business flow. Now, the pain points of SMEs is that typically they use manual methods. Okay, not all, but there's a significant number who use manual methods like Excel or just basic accounting software to track all this this whole process. So you can imagine using Excel to do quotation, which is not really linked to sales order. So another Excel sheet has to be created, purchase order, which is another Excel sheet. So managing this whole process is quite tedious. Plus, there's no sensing of how much is owing to customers, the accounts receivable, and how much is payable to our supplier, AP. So the linkage between manual methods and the accounts is quite detached, and there's a lot of effort to go and link them, which is another manual process. So basic questions like how many orders have we fulfilled? How much profit did I make? What are the outstanding orders? The inventory. What inventory do I have left over? Or do I even have inventory to sell? So questions like this are difficult to answer if you're using a manual system. So what we're trying to advocate is to use software, right, to streamline this whole process. Software that is designed to actually tackle such an operation. So we're going to demonstrate how to use ERPNext to do this whole process of trading. This is a simple instance of ERPNext. Instance meaning it's a software that's running on the cloud that created. So we imagine this company called Champion Private Limited, which basically sells cables. Right. We discuss about the whole process, starting off with selling. Now this whole setup, this whole instance of the software, the ERPNext, has got no data inside there. It's a clean database, because I want to illustrate how easy it is to create stuff as we go along. And basically it's quite user friendly, and anyone can try and use it for their business. So we started off with a quotation as shown here. Alright, quotation. And it's empty. Create the first one. Say we want to sell to a customer. And like I said, it's an empty system. We don't even have a customer. So let's create one. We create a customer, say customer A. And we can go to a full form, but we don't need it. It's just for ease of explanation. We just have everything default, just a customer name. And we need to sell an item. And we don't have any item. Let's create an item. We want to put in a bit more details for the item. Let's call it red wire. Remember, Champion company is actually selling cables, and this cable is a product. Okay, you can see from item group there are many different product or inventory type, like raw materials, products, or even services, which is non-inventorized items. So we're going to sell this, so we put it under products, and because it's wire, say we have a measurement as meters, and we maintain stock. Okay, and with this we can save this item. All right, and the items are there. Let's say we quote we sell in 10 meters. Okay, and for 10 meters we sell for $1 per meter. That's $10. And we put in the tax under Singapore tax, which automatically calculates for you 9% GST rate, so making a total 1090. And that's it. You can see that the system automatically sets the validity for 1 month. We can change that, but let's go along with this. You can have a quick printout to see. I already created a header, and all the details are shown here. As in, the quotation is ready to shoot to your customers as needed. Now, there is a save stage, which is basically makes the document draft. Now we want to submit it so that the system take it as finalized, like so. So now the document is finalized. We can wait for the customer to get back to us, and typically once the customer accepts, all right, we can create a sales order, which is the customer's purchase order to us. Now let's say the customer, instead of buying 10, they want to buy 100, let's say. All right, and everything is updated. Remember, it's $1 per meter, so it's 109 inclusive of GST. We save it. Okay, we need to put a delivery date. Yeah, let's say by Monday. Save it, and we can submit it. Now we go to sales order. We find that we have one sales order that's open, all right, and it's pending delivery and billing, because we haven't invoiced it yet, and we also haven't delivered it. So from this sales order page, we can track and know whether we have satisfied the demands of a customer. So let's go to the next stage. Remember, the next stage is we need to go buy the stock so that we can sell to customer. Okay. Now remember, now we have a sales order, right? We go to the sales order. This is a sales order to fulfill. From here, we can directly generate a purchase order, which has all the items that is pulled from the sales order, and the system automatically generates a purchase order. Now we have got also a supplier that we created. Let's just call it supplier A, who is going to provide us this product. And let's say we say that the product is 50 cents per meter. And we have also a tax because it's a local company, and we save it. We check it, generate yes with GST. Now GST number is still based on the old one, but you can see that the calculation is actually based on 9%, right? And we can submit this. Purchase order is done. And the next step is purchase invoice and goods purchase receipt. We can quickly proceed to do that. Say purchase invoice. Again, everything will be pulled from the purchase order automatically. We save it and we submit it. Yes. And from here, we can create a purchase receipt, which is to receive these 100 items from supplier A, and submit it. So what happens when we submit it? We can track it under stock ledger, which basically traces all the transaction and how the material actually flows in your system. And basically what a purchase receipt does is to receive the items into stores. Stores is one of your warehouse, right? Where we keep the raw material. And from here, we can see that actually we have 100 pieces coming in at this date. And the value is 50 cents. Remember, we bought it at 50 cents. Okay. So with this, now we have the stock. We can actually complete the sale. Remember, we go to sales order. You see all the demands. You have a demand here from customer that is still pending billing or invoicing and delivery. So now that we have the items, we can do a sales invoice. Okay. Save it, submit it. Okay, with this, we can proceed to do a delivery to customer. Now remember our stock ledger. This is actually has been purchased and delivered to our store's warehouse. Okay, so we set our source warehouse to pick up this item from stores. Okay, it's already there in green, and all the items are there. We can save it. Okay, now we want to maybe also create to this customer, say, an address, a billing address, which we currently don't have. And we create, let's say, a customer A address, and 1 Tuas Link, Singapore, 1 2 3 4 5 6. Okay, see what that does. Okay, now delivery note, we save it. see, this delivery note now has a billing address. You can put in multiple address to a customer. You can, have a billing address, delivery address, and any other types of address that you desire. So with this, we submit the document. And if we go back to our demand, or let's say refresh this stock ledger, stock ledger, you find that 100 of it has been removed, okay, and the balance of this stock, quick stock balance, which is today, from the warehouse, your stores, and we check for this item, there's none, because we already ship it out through a purchase, through a delivery note. Okay, so with that, basically we have completed this whole process. Now, you probably can do this also with Excel, but Excel will not be able to track things like accounts receivable, alright, which shows you how much this customer is owing you automatically. Imagine to do this using Excel, well, it's going to be more tedious to link this manually. Through this sales invoice, customer owes you 109. Alright, if you go to the sales invoice here, you can see the sales invoice, right? How does it impact your general ledger or account or your accounts? The following accounts are hit. So your debtors, what the customer owes you, 109 inclusive of GST, and GST you got to take out the 9, and actually your sales income is only 100. So it's very good for accounts side to also see how the various transaction is impacting the accounts directly. So we can look at the accounts payable also, which is similar report, to look at how much we are owing to our suppliers. Like here, 54.5, remember, we buy 100 meters from supplier A, okay, and this is registered inclusive of GST. Okay, so with this, the account side is also well tracked by the software, so we can know what is owing to us and what we are owing to our customers. And inventory has been shown to be able to be tracked by the software. So in conclusion, this software allows us to have ease of tracking order fulfillment, inventory management. We can have inventory tracked in various warehouses. I've only shown for the main warehouse, which is stores, but you also can create other warehouse like finished goods. You can have raw materials warehouse. You can have a vendor managed warehouse like VMI, and so on. So it's very flexible. Linkage to accounts is critical. You can see that general ledger is affected by all the transactions like invoicing. The stock ledger is also affected by purchase receipt, delivery notes, and traceability of all the actions that's done on the system. It can be tracked accordingly. Like for example, if we look at say in selling, the sales invoice, You can see at the bottom who has done what. Okay, which is a very powerful tool for you to track any problems that's created by whichever staff, and so on and so forth. So this is a quick introduction to how trading business could be managed by ERPNext. Talk to us if you have any questions or want to find out more about the system. We look forward to hearing from you. Thank you for your time.